Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I've had these napkins from Dollar Tree. They are Juneteenth napkins. I've had them for at least a week or two, and I wanted to try something that had been going around the junk journal community for a while, which was using napkins to make rice paper. I knew that the Juneteenth napkins were not the best option for that because they are not white, and what's supposed to happen is when you put the Mod Podge, whether it's a DIY Mod Podge or a watered down white glue, what's supposed to happen is it becomes translucent and takes on features of rice paper. I don't know that much about rice paper, so I wouldn't know the difference, but here you see me applying the Mod Podge. After I separated the layers of the napkin, I applied the Mod Podge onto my mat, and then I slowly placed the napkin on top, and then I went over the top of the napkin with Mod Podge and I let it dry. Once it was dry, I was able to peel it up off of the silicone mat, and this is what we have. So it kind of feels fabric-y. It doesn't feel as fragile as the napkin did without the coatings of the Mod Podge on it. But what I thought I would do is use this to create a kind of paper doll. So this is like a mixed media Monday type of thing. So what I did was I went on Pixabay and I found these two images. And I kind of wanted to do this for Juneteenth, but I just didn't get around to it in time. But I found these two images, and I needed a body base, and I also wanted a nice facial image. So what I did was combine the two. So I'm showing you, these are the two images that I downloaded from Pixabay. And then I added the head onto the body. It's not perfect, but it'll work for what I'm doing. So this is the largest version. Then I print and cut using my Cricut. Let's see if I can pop this out. I wanted to leave it in until I was able to show you that it was print and cut on the Cricut. And the body may be a little big, but that's not going to matter because that's going to be covered. But that's what she looks like, pretty much full size, almost. I think this is like 9 inches in height, which is too big for what I need. But I'm going to keep her for future use. Then I made a smaller version, and I also made another smaller version, which I did not print and cut. So, and I did one facing the other direction too. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that you don't have to be limited to what you can find. If you have the right software, you can combine things and make what you want. So I think I am going to start with the big doll. So what I wanted to do was basically use the napkin to dress her. Now I already tested to see if I could tear this, and it does tear. So I was thinking of just tearing some strips off. And then we're gonna fashion her a frock. So I'm just gonna use strips to make a dress and see what I can come up with. Now I'm going to probably add other things to this, but I'll see as I go along. But I'm going to start off by tearing off some strips. So I'm going to save this piece to use for something else. And maybe I can make this 2 strips. It's kind of thick. Then I'm going to also incorporate some other paper and maybe like some ribbon or something with this. Not sure. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So we got some thick pieces. Let's have some thin pieces too. And I only did one coat of the Mod Podge. Well, a coat on the back and a coat on the front. I can't remember what the instructions were to do this, but I felt like one coat was enough. So if you do this and you want your napkin to be a little more sturdy, then you probably would need to go over it multiple times, but I just didn't think that was necessary. All right, so I kind of saw something like this done by Junk Journal Joy, and I will link to that video in the description box below. All right, so I've pulled out some other things to play with this. So I have these stamps here from Tim Holtz. I think they were included with a stencil. I have these doilies from Martha Stewart, and I think I got these in Happy Mail. But I believe I would want to use this color rather than the hollow color. And then I have a black piece of paper. This is paper, not cardstock. And I'm thinking of doing some stamping. So I've got this gold stamp pad and a white. So I'm going to use my acrylic block, and I want to do found. And let's go like this. I don't even know if this ink is any good anymore. It's fairly old, but we'll see what we can do. And I have not used this stamp either, so let's see what happens. Oh, that doesn't look very good. Maybe that's what it's supposed to look like. I don't know, but we'll do it again. I think that may be what it's supposed to look like. All right, so I'm gonna try it on a piece of foam. This isn't my usual foam, but it will do, just to see if I get a better impression. Let's ink this up again. Yeah, I don't think that made that big of a difference. All right, I'm gonna contaminate my ink. Don't do this at home, but I just want to see what happens. Okay, let's try this side. I like that better. It's not as bright of a white as I would like, but I do like it better. Let's go this way. I do need to get something to clean these off with. Let's use Story. Okay, I'll clean these better after. So that is it for those. I think I want to play around with this script stamp. I think this has become like my favorite script stamp. This is what it looks like. And let's try again. I will put a list of what I can as far as supplies in the description box below. This stamp is from Hobby Lobby, I believe. It's one of the newer ones that I've been using quite a bit. So I just want to put an impression on here. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to tear it out. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing with all of this, is tearing out strips. That's done. And now let's tear these into strips too. So I'm going to save some of my scrap pieces. I may need those later. Let's see what we can put together. I think I want to go around and ink her edges because you can see the white paper. let's start putting this dress together. Feel like maybe she needs to be layered so that the top part won't be so flimsy, but let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a simple base. I was thinking of somehow putting this up top as the bodice, maybe. Let's try that. I need to cut it down some. So this is where I need to cut it. I think that's good. I don't need all this on the bottom, so let's cut that off. All right, I'm gonna go back and ink the edges of this too, just because I think it needs it to help it blend in. Let's put it on here. I don't know if it's doing much good, but let's try. And I don't want to damage it too much. All right, I don't think that did much. Let's go ahead and glue it down. So this, the glue that I'm using is Art Glitter Glue. I don't really like using it in this big bottle though. So I just flipped it over and got glue on there. Luckily, we're going to be covering that up. All right, let's get busy. Since I've already started making a mess, let's get it together. So we're going to have some short pieces and some longer pieces. Let's see, I think this one will go better this way. And they need to go up some. And then if we can like tuck some of these under, in between. I don't know, this is a little different from what I saw, because Junk Journal Joy used a lot of fibers. Oh, I do have some fibers that I can use though. Let's see. Let's do this one like this. All right, that's a starting place. Alrighty, so I have some eyelash trim that I can add, and I have this lace that I'm thinking I can add over the bodice. Maybe. Oop, I'm trying to cut the, whatever you call the tulle piece off. Let's see, what can we do with this? So it would have to be this end. Let's cut this. I don't really like the way that looks. Maybe if I cut the edge off and make it shaped more like the doily, I think that's better. What do you think? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna use, I don't know if this is a mistake, but I'm gonna use a little Fabri-Tac on this. Try not to drop it this time. And then I'll go back and cut the excess off. All right, let's get to gluing the rest of this down. All right, so I'm gonna put down my white mat so you can get a clear look at her. I think I should add some bling. Let's see what I have. Okay, so I've got this, which it kind of goes with the green, but not really. I don't know, it might look cute on her neck. I know I'm probably going a little overboard, but let's see. I've had these in my stash for so long, I really need to use this stuff. So this is a good thing to use it on. Hopefully those will hold. Then let's see. I think I could probably glue the strips of her dress down better, but I don't know if I want to do that because I'm planning on using it on a cover. So she's going to be on a journal cover. I might put something on the end of those strings too to help hold those down. Let's see. I think some places I could add a little more glue. Like that. I think I need something to go here. Let's just use this. That's too straight. Well, I see another space that needs some help. Let's tear off some more of our napkin here. That's enough fiddling with that. Let's see, how will the gems look on the dress? Probably would be better to use sequins, but let's use the gems. Okay, so that is it. That's my paper doll using a napkin that was turned into a faux rice paper. Pieces that I found on a free graphic website to create this, along with other mixed media items that I had in my stash. If you like this video, you may like the videos here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.